大家跟我一齊快閃3日比利時布魯塞爾啦！
國泰早2個月開始直飛布魯塞爾，不如等空姐 Queenie 帶路，睇下有咩嘢玩。
呢個必嚟嘅打卡位呢，就係尿尿小童嘅噴水池啦。不過現場睇佢迷你好多，呢度真係超多人啊！要排隊先至可以同佢合照啊！我以為薯條叫 French fries 咧，就係嚟自法國喎。其實咧，佢係比利時發明嘅。咁比利時嘅做法咧，就係會炸2次啦。咁第一次咧就用低溫令到裡面咧可以軟啲，第二次咧就係高溫令到咧出面個皮咧可以脆啲，所以就特別好食啦。喺比利時食青口咧就唔係用刀叉嘅喎，咁咧呢度嘅正宗食法咧就係首先要攞個吉嘅殼啦，然後咧再鉗個青口出嚟食嘅。等我試下先。真係幾好食喎！大家有冇想試下咧？呢碟餸咧係比利時嘅特色沙律嚟嘅，咁佢咧就係叫做番茄釀罐甜蝦啦。咁咧呢個罐甜蝦咧細細粒咧，其實咧係嚟自比利時嘅北海。咁咧好甜，同埋咧好腍啊，好食啊！呢一度咧係成個歐洲歷史最悠久嘅拱廊購物街，而呢一間書店咧，佢咧嘅前身咧其實係一間舞蹈學校嚟嘅，之後咧就演變成為 jazz club 啦，而咧佢咧而家仲保留住呢個哥德式嘅設計，所以好多遊客咧都會嚟呢度嘅。就算唔買書咧，都會買呢啲好靚嘅千千明信片，可以寄翻屋企啊！Hello， 嚟到比利時點可以冇朱古力咧？呢度除咗可以食朱古力之外咧，仲可以學整朱古力添喎。
The first one is going to squeeze some chocolate on the grid, and the second one by tapping its opening and decorating.
好靚啊！個心心，呢個咧就係布魯塞爾嘅地標尿尿小童啦。咁咧而家等我加啲嘢俾佢畫龍點睛先。你睇唔睇得明？好大動嘅。由布魯塞爾坐個幾鐘頭火車咧，就可以嚟到呢個古老嘅小鎮叫做布魯日啦。呢個小鎮咧係世界文化遺產之一嚟嘅。咁咧佢有好多古建築物啦，有運河啦，仲有馬車添，真係好靚啊！呢度咧好多馬，好好玩啊！呢隻馬咧仲好乖添啊。不過咧，其實佢哋會一路行一路便便，所以咧有陣味㗎。喺呢度想坐馬車咧，只要俾50歐羅，咁就可以4個人坐35分鐘，佢就會帶你咧喺呢個城嗰度遊一圈，可以睇下風景。
3日話咁快就完咗啦，但好似差緊啲嘢喎，即刻睇埋下集，繼續有 Queenie 帶你去試飲，仲平過水嘅比利時啤酒。
全比利時咧只有6間嘅修道院咧有洋製啤酒嘅，佢咁矜貴，等我試下係咪真係咁好飲先。哇，個味道好濃啊！不過咧佢好重蜜味嘅，同埋咧最尾咧有啲果香，都幾好飲其實。
比利時算得係啤酒嘅代名詞，全國足足有600間啤酒廠， 釀製咗超過1600款啤酒，就連知名國際嘅修道院啤酒發源地都嚟自比利時。導遊今日就帶 Queenie 嚟到布魯塞爾一間歷史悠久嘅酒吧，試飲3款正宗嘅比利時啤酒。
This one is very special because we only brew this in Belgium. It's a beer that's brewed without adding any yeasts because the yeast that infect the beer and ferments, they come out of the air.
佢嘅味道咧係非常之酸嘅，啱啱已經試過啦。
This is an Abbey beer. It's one of the few Trappist beers that we have in Belgium, so you'll find it's a very round flavor. The yeast is a secret that the monks have kept for centuries, and they still preserve. And this one here, finally, is a beer we call Kriek. Kriek means cherry. When you combine this beer with the cherries, and you do what we call a maceration, so you leave it there for many months, then the beer turns red and it becomes sweet.
有傳中世紀嘅歐洲人將酒當水咁飲。
Many, many years ago, centuries ago, water wasn't good for the health. It was very dangerous because it wasn't sanitized, wasn't purified, there were diseases in it. The water from the rivers and the canals was dirty.
不過當時嘅釀酒技術就冇依家咁發達，酒精嘅濃度其實非常之低。直到而家，比利時人每日平均都飲2至3杯啤酒。
Generally, the cheapest beer that we drink every day is the Pilsner beer. And that one you can buy in a glass, and it's going to be usually about the same price as a glass of water at a bar. When you really don't know what to drink, you're going to have a beer. Neither of them are better. And in Germany, for instance, history has produced a series of guidelines for brewers to use only very specific ingredients in beer. The monasteries in Belgium have never been attached or guided by those rules, and so quite often in Belgium you'll find that beers can be spiced with a little bit of coriander, a little bit of licorice, or sometimes certain fruits, and this is going to give a much larger variety of flavors.
比利時嘅啤酒真係幾有創意㗎，一班比利時嘅年青人近年就將買剩嘅麵包回收做酒。
Babylon is a very unique beer because it's indeed brewed with leftover from bread. The biggest food waste in Belgium is bread. Every month we use around 1 ton of leftovers from bread.
佢哋用麵包取代咗3成嘅大麥麥芽。
In the process of transforming the bread, we dry it, so it's a bit kind of toasted notes, and it's a bit salty as well.
下一個計劃就係將釀完酒之後嘅殘渣重新做成麵團，製作高纖低糖嘅酒味麵包同埋曲奇。
We don't want to try to be a copycat of what was done before.
喺呢度新舊嘅啤酒文化一樣咁精彩，不妨嚟試一試唔同口味嘅啤酒。
就係啱啱尿尿小童寫出嚟嘅啤酒啊！等我試下個童子尿先，就係正宗比利時啤酒嘅味道。
I'm the official dresser of Mannequin Peace. Last year, I dressed Mannequin Peace 165 times.
呢份政府工都幾筍㗎，每年幫尿尿小童諗着咩衫，同埋訂製着衫嘅時間表。
There is a small legend about Mannequin Peace. Long times ago, there is a little man. His name is Julien. He saw a bomb. He placed on the bomb and he saved the city. It's the hero of the city.
到18世紀打仗，法國向比利時開火，炸爛咗受人民敬仰嘅尿尿小童。路易15送咗第一套衫俾尿尿小童，向比利時人賠罪。
This is not the original statue. This statue is a copy, and the original statue is on the City Museum, the Grand Place.
自此唔同國家或者組織都爭住送衫俾尿尿小童。 比利時政府於是訂立3個條件，就係唔接受有政治立場、賣廣告或者代表宗教嘅服裝。
To dress mannequin piece, I have a stir, and I put the stir in the water, and I clean to dress mannequin piece. The first is to cut water, because I can swim, but I don't want to be wet. Today we have a new costume for mannequin piece. The costume number 996. This is a pant of mannequin piece. There is the position of the arm to take the wheelie. Every time a little animation in front of mannequin piece with music, with dancer, and sometimes mannequin piece spills some beer. I have a beer cooler.
睇下呢度幾墟冚 ，Nicole 拎到杯啤酒之後，仲俾當地傳媒捉住訪問添。除咗尿尿小童，市內仲有一個女仔版本。有人話係倡議性別平等，但亦都有人反駁，只係酒吧招來遊客嘅噱頭。
All the laces are made, the difficult laces, the easy laces, it's all with 2 movements. Cross, twist, cross, 2 away, 2 new, cross, twist, cross.
人手做 lace 分為針繡同埋棒錘2種方法。用木棒織得比較快，做得熟手更加可以唔望住都織到，所以喺歐洲好普及。
We start with a torsion lace. If you do it in a fine lace, it can take 1 year. When you do a torsion lace, you can do it in 1 month.
Handmade lace starts around 1500, so 500 years ago. It's originally a small pattern, and it becomes bigger and bigger, so that you have those colors, those big colors that you can see. Handmade lace has always been extremely expensive. It's very intensive work, long work, and it was from the beginning only the upper class who could afford having lace collars. It was also a sign of your wealth.
英女王伊麗莎白1世同埋瑪麗皇后都係 lace 嘅擁躉，衫領、頭紗甚至婚紗都用咗好多 lace 嚟裝飾，散發住古典美。手工 lace 蓬勃時期，比利時一共有47000人識得呢一門手藝，當中有70%住喺城鎮布魯日，所以喺1911年呢度成立咗 lace 學校。
This is the only place where the tradition is kept. If we stop, it's over.
以前喺街頭可以見到婦女排排坐密密織，佢哋屬於低下階層，用一技之長幫補家計。一戰嘅時候，國家都依靠外銷手工 lace 捱過戰爭嘅艱難期。
Machine-made lace starts 1830, 1840 in England, and then the machines come to the continent.
而家喺呢個小鎮，只係剩低150人識得呢門絕活啦。當中有啲更加係小朋友，用嚟當做課外活動添。
Machines are repetitive. Once it makes one, it makes 1,000. Handmade is always for that one special, unique piece.
比利時窩夫同香港格仔餅有咩分別？網上就話16蚊嘅咧就係格仔餅，60蚊咧就係窩夫。
明明同一樣嘢，口感又一樣，點解啲窩夫會貴咁 L 多㗎？60蚊我食5底格仔餅啦。
記者喺香港買齊晒材料去比利時，自製咗份土炮格仔餅，話要俾佢哋試下港式口味喎。
而家即刻揾人先，要揾比利時人。 人咯。You prefer this one?
Yes, I like this one.
Does it taste good?
All right, but the one from Brussels is always better.
Cream is better. We go better with the waffle.
It's actually good, and the peanut butter is actually good tasting. I think if you put like a bit sugar on it or cream, it would be better. But
睇嚟比利時人都係撐佢哋自己嘅窩夫，不如就入廚房睇下佢哋正宗嘅整法啦。
Donc je suis pâtissier belge. Voici mes gaufres de liège qui sont terminées et je fais environ tous les week-ends 1200 gaufres par jour. Donc voilà, tous les jours je porte 15 kg de pâtes, plus 6 kg la bassine, enfin environ 21 kg, donc ça demande un peu de force mais ça va.
比利時窩夫有分兩款，一種係嚟自東部城市烈日，喺香港比較常見嗰隻就係嚟自首都布魯塞爾。港式格仔餅用嘅材料雖然一樣，但係口感同做法就介乎喺兩者之間。佢哋兩款分別用咗室溫同助溶咗嘅牛油。香港格仔餅呢方面就比較似布魯塞爾窩夫，但係布魯塞爾窩夫要加水，格仔餅冇加，所以呢一步格仔餅又比較似烈日窩夫。
Pour la préparation des Bruxelles, c'est très important de séparer les blancs d'œufs des œufs, des jaunes d'œufs, et de bien faire monter une belle mousse en neige pour avoir une belle gaufre aérienne, pour qu'elle soit bien légère et croustillante.
識分未呢？格仔餅同烈日窩夫一樣，都係街頭小食，邊行邊食。但布魯塞爾窩夫就多數要坐入餐廳當做飯後甜品。
We have the Brussels waffle, light and crispy. We eat it like with powdered sugar and whipped cream. We have the Liège waffle, sweet and soft. You don't need to put some toppings on top because there is a lot of sugar inside. If you put toppings on top, it's up to you, but it will be maybe too much.
喺比利時咧，其實隨街揾到嗰啲窩夫鋪頭都係2歐一個窩夫啫，即係港幣20蚊。平時喺香港就揾唔到呢一個咯，嚟到比利時可以試下呢個。但係呢一個就係喺香港有，但係呢度食咧就會再軟熟啲，好似棉花嘅質感。
喺比利時首都布魯塞爾嘅市內，可以揾到大約50幅漫畫壁畫。原來以前啲歐洲人中意匿埋喺街角小便，政府於是喺嗰啲牆壁上畫漫畫，啲人都好尊重漫畫，自此就唔敢再對牆小便啦。
What you see, this is another plate. You have two plates. You have the plate, the real name of the street, and then you have another plate with Trifon Tournesol, which is a character from Tintin.
比利時人未識字就開始睇漫畫㗎啦，家家戶戶都儲落一系列嘅漫畫書。
We have 3 national languages. First is Dutch, French, and then a little bit of German. During our history, almost the whole time, Belgium was occupied by other nations. People were mixing up all languages.
多圖少字嘅漫畫就成為溝通嘅媒介。
When the comic strips who were born in the USA at the end of the 19th century crossed the Atlantic Ocean and came to Europe, it's not surprising that it were the Belgians who adopted it because it fits very well.
雖然紙本漫畫銷量只係1980年嘅1/5，但到今時今日，比利時每年仍然出版4000本漫畫㗎。
So it's a credible high number of new books. In Asia, it's very popular to read comics digitally. Europe, it's very marginal. I think it's less than 1% of the comic books sold are digitally. The big majority is still on paper.
出版入面有80%唔係為小朋友而設，但咪心邪啊嚇！成人漫畫唔一定代表色情。呢位30出頭嘅漫畫家出版咗3本所謂嘅成人漫畫。
It's not explicit like in your face and people are dying and like I tried to take the world of the poetry into the commercial world of comics.
佢嘅第一本書畫嘅係一個終日黐住梳化嘅宅男。
That the couch is always in his mind. He's got like symbiotic relation with the couch.
主角就同梳化發生咗一段親密嘅關係，血管不能自控咁伸延，最後人同梳化更加融為一體添。
When we grow up, we read comics all the time. We got Tintin, we got the Smurfs. The comics DNA of being raised in Belgium really spoke to me. It's part of the language that we use, and if you know a language, then you can play with it.
望住呢堆朱古力，你會點嗌呢？唔該，我要呢粒、呢粒同埋呢粒啊！其實佢哋係有自己個名㗎。但係以上所有嘅朱古力都可以歸納為 praline， 即係有餡嘅朱古力。世界上第一粒嘅夾心朱古力係喺1912年由比利時嘅朱古力師 敎你青口自細發明。
We are actually the oldest chocolate maker in Belgium.
呢度俾個 Diva 或者係 Leonidas 早至少60年創立，本身其實係一間藥房，賣埋送藥嘅止咳糖、甘草劑同埋朱古力。
The medicine that time was bitter. We didn't have like today wrapped in sugar or covered in a different product to be able to take it. And he decided why not to rub that in chocolate? Maybe it would be easier for everyone to take it. That worked, and actually the son of Jean Neuhaus did the same. And it's actually the grandson of Jean Neuhaus who was a chocolate maker. He decided why not to take out the medicine and put cream inside. And actually in 1912, Neuhaus created the pralines, the chocolate filled.
做夾心朱古力有2個方法。
You need to respect the temperature for each color of chocolate. You have the way to do the shape first, and then after put it the fillings and close it. And you have the other shape, it's to make the filling and then after dip it in chocolate, like a truffle. We're finding the balance between the fillings inside and the shell outside of the chocolate.
而家喺每一間比利時嘅朱古力店都會揾到夾心朱古力，唯獨是係呢一粒三角形狀嘅 praline 就係呢一度獨有嘅。軟化咗焦糖之後，對接成中空嘅模，擠入各式各樣嘅夾心，雪凍定型，最後喺外層染上朱古力漿，食落有成3重口感嘅。
Chocolate make you stay like a kid. We grow with chocolate, and when you see a kid smiling on your face, it's giving you everything. It's giving you all the energy to continue what you do because we're making people happy.